Hello, internet friends. So I'm pretty sure in the last video I said I was going to be doing or continuing the left elevator in this video, but that was a lie because I had not watched this. In fact, after I recorded that, I went through all the videos that I have left, and if I release one video every day for the next 2 weeks, we'll be caught up. That's how much I've got in the queue. So I'll try to do that. No promises. And like I said, this obviously is not the left elevator. What I'm doing here is I've completed the fuselage inventory and I had the crate sitting here. And last time I basically just took all of the plywood from the empennage crate to the dump. And I felt bad about doing that with lumber prices, and I was like, how could I use this? So since I need a place to put the fuselage, and it's going to definitely be bigger than my tables that I've drilled into the walls and the adjustable height table that I have, I figured, well, why don't I repurpose this into a workbench that I could build the fuselage on. So this is roughly the size of the fuselage, so I think I should be able to get it up there, and then once I get it together, I'm definitely going to put it on the rotisserie that Andrew Kilroy was so kind to give me. And the rotisserie definitely helps when you need to rotate the entire fuselage and rivet things or wire things, so looking forward to doing that. Oh yeah, and please, I'm doing a really crappy job of building this table. Obviously, I hadn't thought ahead. I was just like, well, how hard could this be? I'm just going to cut wood to size and try to nail it in place, and obviously the little nails don't work too well, so once I figured that out, then in the next video you'll see me using giant construction screws to actually keep everything in place. But in the meantime, to hold things in place, the nail gun worked as like in air quotes. I managed to flip it over and it didn't, fall down until it did. So yeah, don't follow me if you're going. This is a video about how not to build a table. This is what this is. In the next video, you'll see that I actually figured out how to reinforce it and have a somewhat stable table. So it's still super hot here in Vegas. Today I think it was 108. I worked today, so I didn't have that much time to go into the garage. In fact, my air hose failed, so I spent the evening trying to replace that. And realizing that I bought a 50-foot cable when really I had a 25-foot cable, so yeah, tomorrow I will be getting another air hose that's not a 50-foot cable, and that is a 25-foot cable, and finally have a working air hose again. I'm in real time pretty much finished with the elevators, which is exciting. There's like a few more rivets, and I need to bend the rod. What is the thing that goes in the piano hinge? Whatever goes in the piano hinge, that's what I need to finish. And you bend it and then attach the trim tab to the left elevator, and I'll be finished with the elevators and onto the fuselage. So that's exciting. I am actually super excited about that and excited about being able to move on to the fuselage. Let's see, what else? So if I didn't already say this, I did get an email back from the EAA when I emailed them with my suggestion of AirVenture, and I said, hey, you know what you should do? Instead of trying to make the app, what you should do is just put a QR code on everything that you print, because that's what I ended up using. And it should be right on the front, and so people can just scan it and download the PDF of that document and carry it around with them instead of the paper version. And then you can save paper and all that. So I did get an email back from the EAA, and they said, thanks for the suggestion. We're actually going to put that into our debrief presentation. So I thought that was cool, but even though I filled out a random form on the EAA website and sent a comment, that someone actually got it and looked at it and evaluated it and took action. So good job, EAA. I take back my criticism of everyone there being 800 years old and not willing to innovate, which really, I mean, they tried with the app, right? Like, they tried to be modern, so I'll give them that. I'm spoiled because I have the perspective of working for a software company where we actually decide that we have a requirement and we need a feature and we actually build it and it actually works. So I'm just spoiled by that perspective, so I should be less harsh in my criticism, because the EAA is definitely not a software company. Just like I am definitely not a carpenter, as it should be obvious by watching me build this. And almost completely fail, but don't worry, I saved it. In the next video, the table actually works. So even though I haven't flipped it over yet, it looks okay until I flip it over and realize that 1/8 inch brad nails definitely don't hold things together. So in the next video, you'll see me try to be less of an idiot and correct that mistake, which turns out is the meaning of life. See you then.